Simulated. Resistance is futile.
Cliff jumper, what are you doing?
I've gone dead center in my viewfinder.
When you saw the defendants, were you wearing your glasses?
I want all of you boys to be able to look me straight in the eye one more time and say, are we having fun or what?
By taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat.
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Cage Talks, where we converse one-on-one with a different creator every time, asking questions to get to know them better. Today we will be joined in the cage by our special guest, Etep Wokuian of the Place to Be Reviews. What's going on, Etep?
Hey, it is great to be here. Thank you for having me. Yes, it is I, it is he, it is me, PWD, Etep Wokuian from the Place to Be Reviews. Right back here with all of you. There you go. You got the chair spin.
Nice, very nice. And that's the way to start off the show, man. I hope that everybody out there in the chat is having a good one. And matter of fact, before we get going, let's welcome everybody from the chat. What's going on, Toy Mafia? First one in the house. Let the pigs of war commence. What's up, Superfan Adam Shawhan, also in the chat. Lurch Slight Return. What up, buddy? Good to see you. Chaos Hoy also in the chat. How are you doing? And how are the pigs, right? I am good. The pigs are okay. The internet is actually working. Thank the Lord, and thank the great piggy God in the sky. Everything appears to be well. How are you? CJH Entertainment, what's going on, man? Greetings for whichever channel I have. Nice. Soul Assassin, what's up, man? Cage match. Bring the chairs. Damn right. And matter of fact, Etep will be doing that later on, and he'll be talking about that on his outro. But let's get started right here with Cage Talks. Now, of course, this one is for all of you who would like to get to know Etep a little bit better. God damn it, if you're not subscribed, why aren't you subscribed to this man? He is the most electrifying man right now on YouTube for your entertainment. Having a lot of blast, criminally understubbed, just like myself. I feel I might be a little criminally understubbed. Then I'm just an asshole. I deserve it. This guy deserves subs. But let's get right into our first question. So the first question is a simple one. Let's take a look.
What happened to then?
We passed it.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
So the first question is, when did you first make your channel?
I started my channel back in actually 2007. Well, this account was started technically in 2013. The first video I uploaded was in 2017. It's since been privated. It was a wrestling promo, actually, when I was still in IWE, UWA, and Power Zone Pro Wrestling. It was for our team ratings gimmick. It was actually the week before we won the tag titles, which I have not lost since July 27th, 2017. Unofficial IWE, one half of the IWE tag team champions to this. That's 2,900 days or something like that. Never lost the belts, had to hand them over. But my first upload officially as the Place to Be Reviews was April 12th, 2019. It was a car video.
I hope there was no popcorn buckets involved.
Nobody in the passenger seat. I was talking about the Rise of Skywalker. It was right after the first trailer just dropped for it, and I was driving to Hungry Howie's to pick up pizza when I shot the video. And I think there's even a snippet in there of me cussing out somebody else for not being able to drive. So that was my first official video.
Awesome. Well, we all start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
From humble beginnings, as they say. Car video. Okay, everybody in the chat, go ahead and throw a clapping emoji up there for Etep for the card video. Soul Assassin, drop links. Thank you, Soul Assassin. I do appreciate it, guys. Remember to go ahead and share the links out there. Smash that like button. Let's get more eyes on this right here. Most hated guinea pig on YouTube. But we're going to get ahead in our second question. It kind of branches off the first one.
Why so serious?
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
So why did you create your channel? Everybody has a story about why they created their channel. Some people will give everybody under the sun that doesn't really deserve that kind of praise the reason why they created their channel. I've always said that I created because I fucking wanted to. But why did you create your channel?
I started out just doing a podcast on my phone, talking into it in the guest bedroom in my old house, talking about wrestling, my wrestling career. And it was just kind of something to occupy time. I worked in radio, FM for 6.5 years. So I had experience with it. And I had a YouTube channel from 2006 to 2000 and probably 14 or 15. So I kind of go way back on the platform, but I stopped uploading there. And since, I'd started the other channel, and honestly, one of my motivations to get back onto YouTube was, and it might sound cliche, but it was World-Class Bullshitters. I listened to Jeff for a year and a half at that point. And I was like, man, this just sounds like fun. He's talking about the kind of stuff that I like. It's like, I want to do wrestling stuff. And it's like, man, live stream, so I'd been on a couple live streams before I had my first official one on my channel. And I was like, I can do this. And I almost had a nervous breakdown the first time I ever had to navigate Google Hangouts, which RIP to my good friend Groovinator, but he talked me down off the ledge for that one. But yeah, I did. It's like, I needed an outlet. And that's what it was this was an outlet for me that I was sorely missing, having left professional wrestling about a year beforehand. But yeah, that's kind of why. And like I said, after seeing what happened to Star Wars, it was like, man, and listening and getting called every name in the book for not liking The Last Jedi, I was like, I have so many things to say about this. And I actually still have, I was writing a review of The Last Jedi. That was going to be my first video. I think I have the notebook somewhere. It's probably packed away still in one of my boxes, but it was like 12 or 13 pages of handwritten notes. And I had made it 15 minutes into the movie. And I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. So I just decided against it. And I just kind of started making videos and doing content about, it was MCU and Star Wars and, pop culture stuff, and then kind of branched off into, the madness that the channel's devolved into now, which is a lot of fun.
And you know what? I like how you put that too. You said you got inspiration to do it. You didn't say that, they are 100% the reason why I did it, but yeah, they inspired you to start doing that stuff again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I don't like the people that say, oh, well, I did it all for them. It was all for them. I hate that. Yeah. I mean, because if you're not, and I said this to people before, if you're not creating a channel and you're not doing your own discussions because you want it to, and you're doing it just to impress somebody else or to try to suck up to somebody else, that's pathetic. And, I've had a few opportunities through you and Vinny and a couple other people that, to have discussions with Jeff on panel, pretty awesome guy. I'd like to get to talk to him more, but, I'm kind of one of those people that I'm on the fringe of, do I really want to talk to this guy too much? He might bite me. No, I jest. Really nice guys. And some of the other ones I actually had after talks with Nick Utam. Really awesome guy too.
Nick is a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are really nice behind the scenes. I mean, you see the personality on screen, and sometimes that does change in the green screen, and none of those guys have. No. So many others I know do change though. Some people put on the fake face for this, and I've got to know you over the years, and you're a pretty genuine guy, and I really do appreciate everything we get to collab on, whether it's on your channel or whether it's on my channel. This stuff, it's reaching out and growing with the other creators. And that's how we become better too. Because maybe I see something you're doing and I was like, I wonder if I could up my game and kind of do something he's doing, or maybe something I'm doing might inspire somebody else. I mean, I hate to think that somebody takes inspiration from me. God, that is fucking horrible. Look at my channel, people. Don't take inspiration from me.
Right? That's I look at myself like that. I'm like, somebody's like, oh, you're really inspired. I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, yeah. You know, it's and the thing is, kids, if you don't know, I'm a school teacher too, which is, you know, they say those who can't I teach PE, you know, and I teach middle school, 5th through 8th grade. But some of the kids know I do this, and I know a lot of their parents. And when I see some of my students, usually my middle schoolers, my 7th, 8th graders will pop in the chat, and I'm just like, oh my God, they're going to see me at all sorts of different stages here. They have, and their parents have, and their parents are like, no, you're awesome. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm like, it's cool. But no, man, I did. And that's one thing I pride myself on in this is I said from the very start, I'm like, I want to entertain, but I am never going to circumvent who I am and my principles for the sake of internet, you know, kudos or, you know, virtual head pats, anything like that. Yeah, there was a lot of bigger creators who inspired me. And, you know, like you said, you derive and you glean things from everybody you work with one way or another. You're going to see, you know, like you said, you're going to see something. You're going to be like, you know, that'll make me up my game a little bit, or, you know, maybe I could use something along that, take it, make it my own. And everybody does that in this sphere. So the thing for me with, like, you're talking about collaborations, that was one of my most difficult things to do, was start collabing with other channels. And I was a member of the Fandom Collective for what, 4 years or until they you know, kind of disbanded. And I still work with Rookie. I'm working with him on his new like fan project. You know, he did the Fat Speedster, that series.
Right.
I'm in the second part of that. You know, all the episodes. I'm one of the main heels in it, which is fantastic, because if there's one thing I can do well, it's I can make people hate me. Very
years of experience in the wrestling circuit.
It was always easier, and I've said it a million times. It's always easier to make people hate you than it is to make people love you. I hated playing a baby face. Being a heel is so much easier. But you know, you when it comes to this, it's like, man, I'm not. And you know, Adam's been to my house multiple times. We've hung out, you know, at cons, and we're about to hang out in a couple weeks. You know, there's, you know, Tony. Me and the wife went out to Vegas for vacation. We wanted to hang out with Tony and Reese, so we went out there, hung out with them. You know, I've gotten to hang out with Draven. I've met Jeff and the guys, and yeah, it's like you get to meet these guys, and it's like it's refreshing to see that it's not an act. You know, it's not an act. It's not. And I told him, I was like, what? And Adam knows. It's like what you see on camera with me is what you get off camera. This is me. I'm not gonna, it might be ramped up at times because I might be a little more amped about something, or I might be a little bit because I'm stoned. But either way, what you see is what you get. It's me. You know, you're not getting, you know, yeah, I might not use my shoot name, but it's me. This is what it is.
And that's
for
one
worse,
that's
this
one
is what
of the
you're
things
stuck with.
That's one of the things I always talk about is really important on here is integrity. And it's one of the things I stand by like a motherfucker. Like I can't stand fake ass people. And I know sometimes myself, I know I tend to get very brutally honest. And sometimes that actually gets people to kind of step away from me because they get a little upset about how honest I get. Oh, look, man, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get exactly the truth. You may not like it, and you may hate me for the way I put it, but believe me, I'm not always doing it from a malicious point of view. I'm just being exactly me and saying the way, you know, saying things the way I feel I need to say them. And as far as like my smart assery, just like you, I'm a smart ass. You've heard me in the freaking premium. Sometimes I say shit that's so outlandish. It's like, why couldn't I said that live? Because that was fucking hysterical. But real quick, we're going to get to the chat, and then we're going to continue with this. So some of the comments in there were Hell of a way to start a channel by cussing out some random dude.
Yeah, that's me.
Soul Assassin also says, I think I found Etep from that time. He flipped out and Death Star were talking ghost stories.
Dude, I was just talking about Jay the other day. I miss him and I miss Flipped Out. Oh my God. Final Death Star, Enter the Unfamiliar, whatever you want to call him. Jay was a tremendously great guy. I always enjoyed streaming with him, and Flip was the same way, man. Flipped Out, such a good guy.
I did have the opportunity to stream with all those guys too, and I've never had a bad experience. Script Doctor too. All of them were really good when I got to stream with them early on. Of course, everybody tends to drift away and part ways, and that this kind of happens, but
it does. And that's the thing is like I go back and I'm reaching out to people now. It's like because we have a tendency on YouTube as creators we find our people and then we fortify and we kind of insulate ourselves at times, and it's like I love our group, but it's like I want to branch out because that's where I was a couple years ago. I was here, I was there, I was on, this stream and that, and it's like it's a lot. It's the scheduling, and the older my kid gets, the less time I have for this, which is why with the rebrand we're changing up the entire schedule and some things are going away and all that. But it's like I love the networking aspect of this platform. I really do, because I really enjoy, and I have 3 guests lined up I've never streamed with before for our new show that's starting next month. So it's like, and these are guys I've only interacted with in comment sections, and it's like they're huge horror fans. So it's like this is the kind of stuff that I'm excited about, is new collaborations. It's always a blast, and then you'll have those creators you'll click with, and then ones that you'll stream with them, and then you're like, oh, maybe it was just an off night. You stream with them again, you're like, this ain't a good fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes you do run into that. Real quick, I'm going to hit the rest of the chat real quick right here. I see Vinny had popped in. What's going on, Vinny? What's up? Dig Outlaw also in the house. What's up, Doc? Man, always a pleasure to see you as well. Who else did I see just pop in? Scrambles the Death Dealer in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. And Luffy is God. What's going on, man? Greetings from the future. I'm 1 hour into my birthday over here, and yes, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Now let's entertain some people. So for you, sir, happy birthday, and
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Just for you on your birthday. So that's what you get. There was a few more comments here real quick. Cass Hoy says being a smart ass is better than being a dumbass.
Yes, absolutely.
And Soul says, I like this group. It's wild, kind of questionable at times, but there's cool on and off the screen. On Twitter, I can at them and get replies without being told not to at me or be blocked. Yeah, and I hate that with some people. Oh yeah, man, I just can't stand that.
Yep. You're never, I'm sorry, I don't care how many subscribers your channel has. You're never too big to interact with people.
Never. I mean, if you're not doing this for the people in the chat, who the hell are you doing it for? If you're not doing it for the interaction, and that's one of the biggest things I always said. Soul Assassin coming in hard. Tommy's at one channel, you see, with all the barbed wire and locks surrounding them with a warning sticker. Might be unfriendly to the weak-minded. You were damn right. It's not my fault. Not my fault, man. I try to do the best that I can, but sometimes I just can't help myself, and I got to be a horrible, horrible pig. And what's going on? Keely Chow. Keely Chow is here. Good morning from Hong Kong. Well, good morning to you, and I hope that the Ducks are doing okay. Oh, man, you guys are awesome. Guys, remember to keep sharing the links out there. Smash the like button. Kick back and have some fun as we get to know Etep a little bit better. Well, all right, we're going to get into our next question. We are going on to question number 3, and this one's important.
Now I'm really angry. This is Fargan War.
So, what are some of the drawbacks to online sites for you? What aggravates you? What makes you angry about these platforms?
YouTube, it's walking on eggshells. Between their censorship, their copyright system, or lack of a cohesive copyright or coherent copyright system, creator support is terrible on YouTube. That's what bothers me. I got one of my channel member streams. It was January of 2023. The Going in Raw pre-show we used to do, got me a warning on my channel. I couldn't live stream for a week, I believe it was, because I showed that fight featuring all the future doctors and scientists at the Magic Kingdom or whatever it was. And it was already on YouTube, and I got my channel hit for that. So it's like, how can you justify strike, giving somebody's channel? I didn't get a strike, I get a warning because it was my first violation of their terms. And their demonetization shit, my channel getting demonetized was just an entire pain in the ass. Like, we're carrying 85 channel members, and we're about 40, 41 now, but it was like, man, it's difficult to get that momentum back, and I've said before, it's like, I'm not in this for the money. I'm not, but you like a little bit of a return on investment, which my investment is my time. And, I've spent my own money on equipment and, shirts and things like that. I ain't trying to get rich off this. I don't need to do this for money, but making a little bag of change every now and then, it's not bad. You know what I mean? It just, because I just turn around and I put it back into whatever I'm doing. Oh, I got to buy this for the channel. I got to do this. I need a new light, or, you know what I mean? So the shit that YouTube makes the creators go through I'm glad they did the partial monetization now for, I think it's like 500 sub channels. I wish that was around when, I was kind of, coming up through that whole stage of the channel. But I mean, social media is a dumpster fire into itself. I mean, it's all a psyop. We know that. It's just, for me, it's just to pester the insane leftists on Twitter, and then talk to my boys and my people on there and interact with folks. But I mean, this, I love being, dude, scrambles. Don't even sweat, bro. Don't even worry about it. I'm not, like I said, I don't say that ever to make anybody feel guilty. That's why I say you can join if you want to, but if not, just subscribe. It's free and it always will be. I don't fucking care. If you like the content, that's fucking subscribe button there. Turn it gray.
Well, most of us are like, we're happy that you're there. Whether you're throwing anything at us or not, we are happy that you're there. And I know you're the same way. I like to get back to every time somebody leaves a comment on the video or somebody says something in the chat. I always do my absolute utmost best to make sure I address every single comment or every single thing in the chat that, especially if it's directed at somebody on the panel or at myself. Yep. I always do the absolute best I can to address that, because if I ain't doing it and to interact with people in the chat or in the comment section, then why the hell am I doing it? And I know I've run into a few YouTubers in the past, people that I had to distance myself that I thought I was good with, where they said, oh, the chat doesn't matter. The fuck it doesn't, guy. I don't know what you're thinking, but you need to get the fuck out of my face. If you're not doing it for the chat, especially on a live stream, then why the fuck you live stream? Just make a fucking video then.
Yep, that's it too. Like, and I've been on bigger channels, like I'm sure you have, and it's like they don't address comments, or they'll and it's like, I'll try during the live streams, either me or like CJ, because he's my mod now at the back end, he's my co-host. It's like one of us will hit the comments, one of us will hit comments. So always, and I know I need to get better with responding to video comments. I will always give a like and a heart when somebody comments, even if it's a shitty negative comment telling me I'm a bigot or a racist. You'll get a heart because you gave me interaction. You know what I mean? But I do.
It's funny, Etep, right there, real quick. It was just a couple weeks ago. Matter of fact, I did a short live stream. It was only about a half hour. I was in the middle of a whole bunch of shit. But I wanted to address that very thing itself, about how some of these bigger guys, they start off small like us. They want to interact with everybody, but once they get big enough, I don't even have time to like your comment that you left on my video. These people took their time to watch your video, and whether it's a well thought out comment or not, at least they took the time to leave a comment. At the very least, you should be able to respond. even if it's something you don't like, and like I get them all the time with the guinea pig cages. Oh, the guinea pig cages are too small. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you got measuring tape eyes that you could look through a phone screen or a TV screen and you can tell me how big that cage is? Get the fuck out of here. I will at least address it.
Oh yeah, you know, and that's the thing, man. Is I'll respond to some, and you know, like I do, because it's like a lot of the times when I'm responding to comments, I'm doing 8 other things. So it's like I know I need to get back and start responding to those more. One thing I really like is the community tab. What up, Slasher? He'll be joining us later for some wrestling.
Yeah, what's going on, Slasher? And what's up, Trina? Trina also popped into the chat. What's up, Trina?
Trina, my new the new future Mrs. Co-host here on the Tuesday Night Horror Hour, not our Tuesday Night Horror Show. Let's face it, people are going to watch for her, not for me. I'm just facilitating. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I'd rather listen to her than me anyway. I hate my voice. Are you kidding me? I make a video and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I sound like a fucking dolt. I do. It's like, you got a great voice. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. I know exactly
how you feel like this. I've talked about it a few times when I was in the band. It was probably my third band that I was in. The guitar player wanted me to sing because he was doing guitar and vocals. So he wanted me to sing, and I was like, dude, I hate my fucking voice. And he's like, I need you to sing. I'm like, you son of a bitch. He's like, I need you to do it. I'm like, God damn it. All right, fine, I'll do it, but I ain't going to like it.
It's under protest, but I'll do it.
But I got into the growly part of it, and I found my comfort zone with the growly stuff on a lot of it.
Yeah, see, that's like I can. There's certain things I can sing, and there's certain things I can just. I use that old DJ voice I used to have, you know, when I was on Y102. It's Y102. It's DJ SKN on your Saturday night. We're here on the flip side. You know, that was my DJ voice, you know. But no, that I do. I miss radio at times. And that's kind of why I run the Monday night show, as you very well know, is very heavily scripted. It is like down to the minute scripted, you know, but it's that's the radio in me. That's, hey, I would come in and it's like, okay, here's my 4 hour block, and I've got everything is like, okay, we got 327, you know, we got a 15-second bumper, and then we go into a station ID, 1 minute commercial spot, back to like 4 songs, you know what I mean? So it's just, I like that schedule. I like that format, I guess you would say to me. When it comes to like my, you know, some of the streams, others, it's like, hey, you know, we don't have a plan. We're just going to do this and we're going to talk and we're, you know, have a good time. That's it. But no. And Luffy, you're absolutely right. That's why I said that I'm just facilitating. They're there to see, they're there for her, not me. I'm just scheduling guests. I'll let Trina run everything. It'll be much better that way.
I like that song. See, I got to see them live at Ozfest once.
Oh, nice.
But oh god, there was something in the chat I wanted to get to for you, and it's always a pain when I'm coming back up. Here it is. Keely Chow says Warner Brothers and Paramount could have made a little bit of money if they sold the CW to Etep.
They could have. I'm joined by the future proprietor of the Place to Be Reviews.
What up, Trey?
Oh, hang on here. Tommy said hi. Here, let me.
What up, Trey? What up?
What up?
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
All right.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. This is the future. This is the future of the channel right here.
Trey, can we see a Cage Talks chop?
Yes, I've been waiting to do these because I haven't done it in a while already.
Yep. Oh my God, he laid that in.
One more.
He did that with the back of his hand too.
Sounded like a Louisville Slugger.
He's doing the gritty before he smacks me. Come on, chop me. He jumped.
I did
Oh my God. There goes the earbud.
I did it too hard. The
Way to go, General Slapnuticus.
Don't take his lungs completely out, Trey. I still need him to talk.
Yeah. No more chops. We're done.
Really gentle.
Oh, really gentle. Oh,
Really
okay.
gentle.
All right.
Well, it's a bitch.
How is that gentle? How is that gentle? Yes, he did, Scrambles. He just beat me on a live stream. For those of you who want to see more of this, you can subscribe. All right,
this is the kind of action you could expect to see over at Etep, Wokuian's place to be reviews.
I'll let you.
And what?
You gotta say goodbye.
I need to show bye, everyone.
Oh, Jesus! Hey, give my earbud.
See ya. That was the ending.
All right, that was the ending. Okay.
Okay.
I love you, bud. Good night. No more hitting me.
No more.
That's old
Jesus.
and fragile.
More tomorrow.
It's a good thing today wasn't chest day.
Right. But we're going to go ahead. We got a couple more questions here for you before we get to our final segment of the show, because I know you got a show tonight, so I don't want to let you run too long. But
we're good.
Okay. All right. So let's get into question number 4.
What did you expect? Welcome, Sonny.
So, did you have any expectations or goals when you created your channel? I know so many people, like, they have a plan when they created their channel, and I know you're Mr. Let's write it down. Let's get the minutes going. I'm Mr. Fly by the seat of the fur on my pants, and I just go with it. Does that get like fingernails on chalkboard for you with me sometimes?
As somebody with OCD, yes, it does a little bit. It does. When like, okay, so I'm on, you guys know I'm the number 5 on WCBS. I'm their alternate, and I was talking to Kendo tonight, and I'm over there not this week but next week for him, as he'll be out of town at Camp Kendo, and he's like, hey, I need you to sub. I'm like, okay, so I'll message Jeff and I'll be like, hey, you got it's like 8 hours before the show. Do you got topics? He goes, no. Can you find something for a wrestling segment? I'm like, yeah, and I'll do that. So I'm like, okay, at least I know that way we'll have it, because he's like, I don't have topics, and I'm walking around all day pulling my hair out, which you can see this is, I'm like,
this is exactly what YouTube without a plan does to Etep.
Yeah, I had a Fabio head of hair in 2019. No, I didn't. Who am I kidding? But it was more like Larry Fine in 2018 when I grew it back. But no, my expectations coming in were goals were to just not suck. That was it, because I watched a lot of YouTube beforehand, and shalom to Hillam. I was like, I just don't want to suck at this. That was my first goal. And then it's like, okay, we started out, I think we got like, 5-10 subscribers like within a day. And then, it kind of turned into like a slow grind. The first 100 that took a while. I'm not going to lie. It took me a while.
It's really funny you should say that. I've said this a few times. When I first really started getting going, John Talks, I used to mod for him, and John had pulled me into a room when we were talking about it, and he's telling me that story too. He says, your first 100 subs are going to be the most difficult to get. And he said, then the last 100 to get to 1,000 is going to be ridiculously hard.
It was. It took me months to get to 100. Months. I didn't get lucky to where I was like, release one video and it was like, 100 subs. I didn't. And I've seen that, and I have no animosity towards anybody that hits that. You know what I mean? If you hit that algorithm right and your shit hits like that, fucking ride that wave, baby.
God bless you. God bless you.
Because it sure as hell didn't happen for me. But I mean, that's pretty much just like anything else I've done in my life. It's been work. There's very few things that I've done in my life that have been worth a damn that have come easy. But
is any of it worth it if it comes too easy? Because it almost seems like, okay, there was no real skill or anything involved in it. It was too easy.
Right.
You want the challenge.
And that's it. Is I enjoyed the promoting the channel, and And hey, you should, just meeting random people and be like, hey, I got a YouTube channel, check it out, blah, blah, blah. Some people subscribe. Some people told me to piss off. I'm fine either way. I don't care. I worked in sales. I worked 100% commission. And it's like, you don't sell, you don't eat. And I'm a motherfucker that likes to eat. I'm a big guy. I like to eat a lot. So it's like I sold, so it's like you need to sell yourself, but there needs to be steak with the sizzle. You know what I mean? You sell somebody the best, oh, I got a great channel, but they come out and you are just a garbage tier channel. You're not going to go far. And there's been times where I've put out videos and I'm like, man, that is shit. And the views reflect it. So the only thing you can do, I've never taken a video down because it was garbage. But I've done videos where I've admitted where I was wrong. Hell, I did one for channel members. I had recorded this video. It was about the People Under the Stairs remake. And I got it wrong. So I released the video to channel members with a opening on it. And I said, hey, I got this wrong, but I recorded the video. I produced it. I'm going to release it to you guys. And there's another public version of this video. Oh, I do. Absolutely. For the right price. Look, everybody makes fun of gay for pay. I'm just kidding. I needed the money this morning. But it's like I re-recorded the entire video, corrected the mistake, and it's like there. And the video got 2,000 views. I was like, I figured it might be getting 50, but apparently the Jordan Peele People Under the Stairs remake is a hot button issue, which the People Under the Stairs is. I did a review of it, underrated gem. Another one, did a review. I'm like, I think this is a pretty good video. 30 views, but I do a video about 5 minutes of the first episode of the Disney Plus Goosebumps show and it gets 350 views. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
No rhyme or reason.
No, none at all. So it's, if you go into this and you have these, pie in the sky hopes, you're probably going to have a bad time. But go in. To me, it's just like, hey, I say grind. It's a grind. You are gonna, you've done the same thing where you produce a video. Like my Batwoman reviews, that was the bread and butter on the channel. God awful show. I'd never watch it again, but I've gone back and watched my reviews and been like, man, that shit was fun to review. As bad as it was, I didn't mind, and I, hand to God, 22 hours producing some of those reviews. And that's watching the episode 3 times, writing a review, doing rewrites on the script, recording the entire episode, chopping it up, placing all the jokes, the gifs, the titles, everything. It's work, folks. And I enjoy it, fortunately. I like it. Like I said, the older I get, the more difficult it gets for me to edit my own videos just because I don't have the patience, although I enjoy it. It's like I just rather send it to my editor. That's another thing right there, YouTube monetization. You know what that pays for? Basically, for me, when I get my Google check, if I have videos to edit, my editor gets that money. You're basically paying my editor with channel. My channel members pay my editor. That's basically what it amounts to. And I'm fine with that because it lets me put out more content. You know what I mean? It's like I can release 2 videos this week that I edit myself, or I can release, 5 or 6 and, pay my editor to do it, But the big reviews and stuff like that, I will always do those myself. And I told him it's nothing against you. But like Adam said, when it comes to my reviews, I am a perfectionist.
Well, so I sometimes wonder, is that just perfectionism, or is that just, I don't know about you. I get really, really meticulous about some of these reviews that I do, and I go back over them, and then I'll say, oh, well, maybe I should add this instead of that, or maybe I should change this, or maybe I should do, and I wind up tinkering with the video multiple times through the editing process. Like, it's done. It's essentially done. And I will go back over it. And it's like, nah, it needs something else. It needs something else. And I will keep going back in and playing with the damn thing. And it's not that I'm a perfectionist. It's just I keep having more ideas pop up as I'm editing.
Oh, dude, OCD, and I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my editing. Like, if I have a cut that's bad in a video, nobody will see it. I'll see it, and I'll have uploaded it against my better judgment, and I'm sitting there going like, I hate this video. I hate everything it stands for because of a 0.5 of a second that I didn't cut right. I'm like, this is a shit video. It should die. A painful death for that one editing mistake that I made, but it is. But the main reason I'm like that in my insanity is because I want to put out the best. If somebody, and I say this, and I thank people in the description of every one of my videos, live streams videos, it says, I thank you for your time because your time is an irreplaceable commodity and you've chosen to spend it with me and us on streams. It's not me, it's we. I should never say me because it's not. It's a cumulative effort, and that's one thing I don't want somebody to waste their time. If you're watching a video, I want you to be entertained and informed. And so you think, your time is well spent on this content. You know what I mean? Because that's something you can't get back. You don't get that back. There's no rewinding that clock. So that is, as a creator, it's important to me, and it was the same way when I was in the wrestling ring, same way on the radio, and pretty much when I was doing comedy. It's like anything I do, I want your investment to be worth it. That's because there's so many companies and creators that they don't take your time into consideration. They don't take your money into consideration that you're spending on them. So it's like, I want people to feel like, yeah, you're getting your money's worth, no matter if you're just subscribed or you're a channel member. Either way, I don't care. You need to get your time is money either way. So you need to get your money's worth. And that's what I want to provide as a content creator and an entertainer, above all.
And it's always nice to see when people are sitting there. Chaos Hoy, appreciate it, man. He likes it here, and I appreciate every time that you come through too, along with everybody else that's always in the chat. You guys are the reason that we get to come up here and have so much fun all the time. We get to shoot our mouths off, just be ourselves, because you guys want to tune in and listen to what we have to say. You guys are absolutely amazing. But before we continue, there's something that I do need to address right here in the chat, and we have our first drive-by comment of the night.
What car is that coming up? Creepy.
Drive-by! And then I lost it. There it is. YouTube can cause male pattern baldness if untreated.
That was women. I'm not gonna lie.
And Scrambles, real quick, I'm gonna address this. I started my channel honoring my fallen comrade. Scrambles, the death dealer, my little black kitty. Yeah, I heard that story, Scrambles, and just terrible. It's always a shame when we lose one of our little furry friends, especially one that you rescued too. On top of that,
yeah.
And I hear you. Get monetized and take over the world. Yeah, I'm looking to assimilate the whole world. And Soul's actually not wrong. Yeah, they hit John for reused content. It just
on his
never
shorts.
ends. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. That's what they did to me.
And super fan because Etep doesn't pay for subs, unlike some people y'all talking about. And Soul Sassage that we learned here, folks. Etep puts that. Yeah, Etep already got that one earlier, but that was pretty funny. We addressed that as well. This is such a fun stream. That is meant to be fun. And it's meant to be a get to know Etep. Like I said, for those that are not subscribed, be sure to check them out. Be sure to check out everybody in the channel. Anybody that's in the channel that has a wrench and you have your own channel, be sure to put your channel in the damn chat. Do it. I always say that. Do it every single time. Promote yourself on my channel. I do not care. This chat is as much yours as it is mine. Have fun. Have a blast. Throw your links out there. I like it here. It has black, jack, and hookers. Maybe maybe not hookers.
You never know. That's a Bender joke from Futurama.
Yeah. Well, you never know. I mean, if the money's right. Yeah. All right, we're going to get into technically, which is our last topic piece before we get into the last discussion part of the show. And let's go ahead and play our intro clip for the next question.
What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna
So, what can those watching expect to see from you next? What do you got planned? And I know you already have something planned. And for those who don't know, you can kind of give them a little bit of a teaser.
Oh man, we have been the place to be reviews, and we will continue to be the place to be reviews. But there is a huge rebrand coming on the channel, folks. Like I alluded to earlier, I mentioned the horror stream that's going to be on Tuesday nights, as we now have the classic pay-per-view watch series. That's going to move next door to Wednesday nights, and Holy Shit News is going bye-bye. I've been trying to kill that show for 5 months, and it's like the 4th show I've had on Wednesday nights in 5 years. It's been a fun. By the time I think we're done, we'll have around 60, I don't know, maybe 68 episodes in. But yeah, we're starting the horror show on Tuesdays. Vinny redesigned our logo for the channel, which it was very difficult for me to part with the old Dharma Initiative logo, because Groovinator, for my birthday in 2020, had a good friend of ours named Nerdy Blurb TV, used to have a great fun channel. He did all my the Dharma Initiative, the Lost theme stuff for me, and that was a birthday gift from Groove. So I've kind of held on to that as an homage to, a fallen comrade. But it's time. All good things must come to an end, and we're not coming to an end, but we're going to change it up, and we're going to lean in more on horror. So, which is my wheelhouse outside of wrestling and football. And yeah, those are, but we're not, I'm doing some other football stuff on other channels. But yeah, we're going to lean in heavy on horror. Still do some pop culture stuff. Obviously, we'll have different, we're going to start a website too. That's going to be a big thing too. I've wanted to write for a while, so I figured, why not do my own website and start writing my own articles and doing things like that. And eventually we'll have live streams there. And I want videos over there, and I want not channel memberships, but website memberships. So you guys aren't giving money to YouTube. They're not taxing you. You know what I mean? I'm not. You guys are. It's right to me. You know what I mean? There's no middleman. So that's all. There's a lot, man. There's a lot going on behind the scenes right now. And I'm excited. I am. It'll be fun to change it up. And if you guys have been paying attention to the streams, there's been teasers of the new logo in commercial breaks we do, in bumpers and the intros and stuff like that. There's a little split second you get to see the new logo. The guys have seen it behind the scenes. But outside of that, very few people have seen the new logo for the Place to Be Reviews, which I am excited to unveil.
And then that's the number one thing too. You said it. Always have fun when you're doing this,
Yep.
and it's always exciting to be able to branch out and change things. I know when I first started my channel, I ran with my original logo, which was my my first guinea pig, and it was really hard to let this guy go. It was really difficult to let him go. And then I had a live picture of Cringer, and then my daughter did this one, and then it changed to this, and this is the new one now. And I'm probably going to stick with this one for a very long time. I don't even know if I'll ever change that, because he was legit. Cringer was the first face of my channel, and it really does fit in with the whole theme of my channel, the Guinea Pig Collective. So, but yeah, sometimes changing up a little bit. Like I think maybe eventually I might get a new picture done of with the Cringer on the front, with maybe something a little bit more flashy. I don't know. We'll see as things progress. Maybe one day if my daughter ever gets done with that damn comic book she's working on for 2+ years. But but things are inevitable to a little bit of change, because you want to spice things up. You want to make things a little bit more exciting, and not just for people watching, just for yourself, because it's like, okay, I really like this, but I would like to see something else. I want something to be a little bit more exciting. It's like when you get a paint job on your car because you're just tired of the old paint job. It's the same damn thing. So.
Oh yeah.
But now we're going to get into the last segment of the show, and this is the part where it is completely free range for Etep to talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. And we are now calling this segment The Dirt.
Fast man, let me tell you my story, man.
Just the facts.
You got a name? What do they call you?
Jughead.
Jughead. My mother's name is Jughead.
So go ahead, Etep, and take it away, man. Anything you want to talk about, I'll still be here. I'm not going anywhere, but you are front and center.
No, I just, hey, first off, thank you, Tommy, for having me on and giving me an opportunity to come over here and talk to the chat. Chat, you guys, I've seen most of you. There's a few new names, but you guys rock. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's this whole sphere, man. If you're a creator, the best, especially new people in the game, I can just tell you, don't just be yourself, and you'll end up kind of where you're supposed to be. Some people jump the shark and they get that break, but it's, you know, I was thinking about this all day. It's like, you know, I was thinking about, oh, what the hell am I gonna say? You know, who wants to listen to me? But I could take it back to wrestling, man. It's like, if you can tell a story in the ring, you can pretty much do anything. You know, I've worked in front of crowds with 15 people, and I've worked in front of crowds with a couple hundred people, and I've always walked away and enjoyed it. And that's the way I am with YouTube. It's like, when this becomes cumbersome to me, when it becomes a time suck that I feel I'm getting nothing back from, and there's nothing more I can glean, then I'll move on. You know, wrestling, I didn't get to, my time got, you know, but we all make decisions, and some are better than others. And hey, I'm human, you know, and that's why I'm not wrestling anymore. I you know, you get caught up in a lifestyle, and you know, things happen. I had to walk away, and it was for the best. It absolutely is for the best. And if it wasn't for me getting out of wrestling, I probably would have never met any of you. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't be doing this. I'd still be out killing myself for, you know, $50, $100 and a fucking couple beers backstage after a show. You know. But no, this has been, YouTube has been I would say it's the cheapest psychiatrist I've ever had. In some
we've talked about this a few times with a few different people, and we say, you know, for all the downfalls and the pitfalls of YouTube and some of these other online sites, there are still some positives. And you just mentioned one of them is you get to branch out and you get to reach out and talk to people and share ideas with people that you otherwise would have never been able to meet without these platforms. So for other faults, they do still offer shit where you can reach out and meet new people, make friends legit online. There is still a great opportunity to do that. And I know many of us surrounded ourselves some really good people over the years. And it really is because of this shit ass platform for even all their faults.
Yeah. No, that has been it too. You know, I think about, like, Tony and I have had this discussion because, you know, him and I are, I mean, that's my road dog. You know, you've got, everybody's got somebody like that. And Tony is my boy. And I think, you know, how bad The Last Jedi was. If it wasn't for The Last Jedi, a lot of us never would have met, you know, because I met Tony through the World Class Bullshitters Facebook group. And it was like, I found World Class because I watched The Last Jedi, and I'm like, I wonder if there's other people legitimately that hate this movie as much as I do. And I Googled it, and you find all this shit, and then videos start coming. I found a WCBS video, and then I joined the Facebook group, and it's like me and Tony started sharing memes, and, you know, it's like, hey, why don't you come on my YouTube channel? And, you know, and then I go to Vegas and hang out with him for, you know, a week. And it's, you know, that things like that, like meeting you and Vinny and Chris and Draven and Adam and Trina and, you know, all these other folks that we get to interact with. It has, man, it has been therapeutic to somebody who, you know, it's like, man, I was talking earlier, and it's like, I'm not in wrestling shape, but it's like, I want to get in the ring. I have gas left in the tank. It's now at this point in my life, it's either continue to live the lifestyle I'm living or go back to wrestling and probably move back in with my parents, if you catch my drift. And that lifestyle's not worth it anymore. That's in the rearview mirror, you know, and it's like, I want my boy, he wanted me to come in and work. He's got a promotion 15 minutes from my house. Fucking killer promotion. Already one of the top in the state of Michigan, Super Shogun Pro Wrestling. Jared started reffing with us when I was still wrestling, and he's now running his own promotion. He's like, I want you to come in. And he goes, you can do whatever you want, complete 100% creative control. And I'm like, wife's like, no. I'm like, can't do it, bud. And he's like, hey, come to the shows, cover them for your channel. And I'm like, I can't go to a show that I know I can get in the ring and outwork some of the roster. And I haven't been in a ring in 7 years. You know, it's like, I can't do it. Like emotionally, I can't do it.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to just completely sever that cord. And I know what you're talking about, giving up something that you really did enjoy. Like when I had to give up playing in a band, that was for my daughter. You know what I mean? There was no way that I could really legit keep pursuing a musical career, because it's just like independent wrestling. You're getting paid peanuts for you know, playing the local spots and everything with a band. You're not getting paid much, and that is not getting things done. That's not, you know, helping you take care of a family, especially if you have children. So
and that's it. And when I quit, you know, my son was 2.5, and you know everything that my family's been through, and it's like, he's the most important thing in my life. I let him come down. He beats the hell out of me on camera. I don't give a shit. People laugh. It's funny. He enjoys it, you know. And like I said, I'm getting him ready because he wants to do this. So it's like, I'm, you know, absolutely, bud, you know, get familiar with the camera, you know, get, you know, comfortable in front of it, and it'll be fine, you know. But that's, you know, I'm outside of that, you know, I can drink whiskey and tell stories all night, but
I didn't mean to do that.
You're fine. Trust me.
Yeah, the solo.
I'm tired of seeing myself up there. Jesus.
Yeah, right. Holy crap. That was a whole lot of gleam on this screen. I hope we didn't scare.
I took my hat off. I know, it's like somebody opened the Ark of the fucking Covenant.
Jesus Christ, I haven't seen a shine like that since I put freaking high gloss on my last diorama piece. But
to be fair, I just shaved about 2 hours ago, so I keep it fresh, you know.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many, like we said, there's so many great things that are on here. And number one, you always keep having fun. And remember, guys, if you're trying to create your own channel, reach out to other content creators too. Don't be scared to do it. I know I've reached out to a few people recently that tried to reach out to me first because they weren't sure how they were going to do the channels. I'll give you the best advice you get. I am not a freaking guru by any stretch of the imagination. I know what I know how to do on here, and that's about as far as it goes. The only thing I will tell you is to always have fun when you're doing it, and don't overtax yourself. Don't act like YouTube is your be all end all. And I do see some people burn themselves out that way. And I always tell people, be wary of overextending yourself, because I've seen the burnout happen to people. And when it happens quick, it happens fast. And some of them just completely disappear. And it's always a shame when that happens, because there's so much more that they have to offer. So yeah, just always keep that in the back of your mind too. Etep. Don't burn yourself out. And I know it's so easy.
I was close, you know, at a couple points, and that's why I backed off, and I'm reorganizing the streaming schedule so I can have, you know, at least 3-4 nights off a week sometimes.
You need that downtime. You absolutely do.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that this is going to be right about where we're going to wrap it up, unless you had anything else, good sir.
No, man, I'm pretty well good. If you're not subscribed yet, folks, come on over, check it out. If you want to subscribe, if not, hey, you came over and you checked the channel out. And Tommy's over there usually with us on Mondays and comes and watches wrestling on Tuesdays. Tonight, we're going to watch WrestleMania. We're going to watch WrestleMania 7, I think we're going to do tonight. Yeah, it's WrestleMania season, so we're going to focus on that. We were doing the WCW stuff last month with Super Brawl in February. March, it's Mania time. So, yeah, do that. We got Holy Shit News Wednesday night, one of the last episodes of that one. And Tales from the Crypt commentaries on Thursdays. Those are public first. Then they go back to channel members. And, yeah, that's about it, gang. We're getting ready to rebrand in April, starting the 1st of the month. So, get ready. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time.
Awesome. Etep, thank you for being an absolute
Thank you, brother.
Yes,
Appreciate
like
it, man.
everybody I've had on here, every single person that's come on Cage Talks has absolutely been a blast to talk to. And of course, sir, this was an absolute pleasure. Guys, if you're not subscribed, if you haven't thought about subscribing, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Go by, you check out the channel. If you like what you see, stay. If you don't, you technically could always leave. Nobody's keeping you hostage. Have a good time as always.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. And be sure to stop by later on tonight. Of course, if you don't remember, Etep's channel is pinned at the top of the description of this show. And of course, down in the bottom as well, there's a double right there for him tonight because he's on the panel. And guys, have a good one. Remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not think, because your silence and your compliance gives consent. And we will catch you next time. Later, y'all.
Forget the big string you should spend. Assimilated, but you don't know it yet. Attacking us is not very wise. Always growing every seat of your lives.
What we are looking at, good and evil, right and wrong. It's a big world order. A big world order. A big world order. A big world order. Somebody's going to wind up getting their toes nibbled off in here. A big world order. 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 Better hide your toes as we're coming for. A big world order. A big world order. A big world order.